product of individual and group values, attitudes, perceptions, competencies, and pattern of behavior that determine the commitment to and the style and proficiency of an organization's health and safety management. It is one thing to say that safety is a priority. It is another thing to show that it is. When it comes to safety, actions truly speak louder than words. A lack of commitment, as demonstrated by action, comes across loud and clear to staff. For example, requiring staff to work excessive hours to meet productivity goals, which may result in fatigue and increased likelihood of an accident, sends a clear message that productivity is more important than employer safety. Today, we are going to discuss about safety culture, how to promote it, what it means, and what are the benefits or the outcomes of a positive safety culture. You are watching Safety First, and I'm your host, Javed. Let us discuss the objectives of HSC or safety culture. Safety as a way of life, creating ownership, infrastructure, safety as a personal value, safety leaders, safety pyramid, hazard recognition and control, near-miss reporting, layered safety interaction, internal responsibility system, culture, communication, and by composing all together, it becomes a positive safety culture. Dear friends and fellows, safety is a way of life, a process, not a program. This is not something extra to do. Safety should be incorporated into how we do everything: production, quality, efficiency. By controlling costs, you can be a safety leader in your workplace. Encourage others to live safety as a core value that will not be compromised. The importance of moving safety to the next level, continuing to do what you have always done, has gotten you to the point you are at today. If you want to keep getting what you are getting, keep doing what you are doing. To move safety to the next level, you must do something different. Safety must be in the heart and mind of everyone, everywhere, and every day. Rules, guards, and procedures only help keep us safe. It is up to each of us, each of your employees, to develop a personal commitment to safe behavior. Safety involves more than infrastructure. People get hurt despite good infrastructure. Bad things can happen to good people. Rules, processes, and equipment have little impact on behaviors, actions, and choices people make as they perform their jobs and related tasks. As workers begin to accept safety as a personal internal value that will not be compromised regardless of the situation, less injuries will occur. Workers will develop pride and ownership in their actions. The importance of a caring, trusting family environment with the family members we use more rewards than penalties. Don't pick on their mistakes. Don't pit one or rank one against another. Brag on their accomplishments. Respect their property and personal space. Pick up after them. Accept corrective feedback. Correct any at-risk behaviors we observe, and are our brothers keepers. Dear friends and colleagues, it's up to you to decide what you can do as a safety leader to implement changes needed that will create a positive safety culture in your work environment or your workplace. You have influence with your employees, with your co-workers by what you say and what you do. The bottom line is safety needs to become a personal value that will not be compromised. As a safety leaders in your workplace, you need to create and support a culture that coaches and encourages people to work safely. Remember, nobody comes to work to get injured. No one expects to get injured. If we did expect an injury to occur, we would do whatever we could to prevent it. If we don't believe we will get hurt, what incentive is there for not taking shortcuts? Workers must believe that unsafe behavior leads to injury. Safety awareness, hazard recognition, and risk analysis need to be personal. How often do you take time throughout the day to think about the hazards that could be are associated with the task you are about to do? Dear friends and fellows, let us discuss personal safety awareness. What is personal safety awareness? Always being aware of your surrounding. What is hazard recognition? Being able to identify hazards before they result in injury. What is risk analysis? Analyzing the probability and severity of risk in order to reduce the possibility that harm will occur. You are watching Safety First, and today's topic is positive HSC culture or safety culture. How to promote safety culture in an organization. If you are feeling that the video is informative, then subscribe the channel, comment, like, and share the video. Let us describe what is a near miss, an incident or unsafe condition with potential for injury or property damage, but only a fortunate break in the chain of events prevented an injury or fatality. Near miss incidents typically outnumber first aid injuries by a ratio of 20 to 1. There are numbers and we can learn something from each one. They are typically small in scale, relatively simple to analyze, and easy to resolve. Now, the question is why to report a near miss? Near miss incidents should be regarded as early warnings that something is wrong somewhere in the system. The next time we might not be so fortunate and someone could be injured. If the near miss is reported and investigated, we can learn why it happened and prevent it from occurring again. For every near miss that is reported and investigated, a potential injury to one of our workers has been prevented. In order to reduce the number of injuries, we need to increase the number of reported near misses. Ask all employees to report any near miss incident to their supervisor. Near misses must be addressed quickly and consistently. The entire process must maintain a high profile, be openly communicated and discussed daily. The process must be kept simple and include those involved. It should include a screening process so more attention is given to those with higher potential. What learning value does the near miss have? Who benefits from the learnings? Few or many? Minor or serious consequences if circumstances were a little different. Some near misses will require a full investigation report, while the bulk of them should only require a simple analysis, resolution, and communication. Most should be resolved by the person who identified it, which then promotes ownership and responsibility and speedy resolution and increased reporting. Each one documented with root cause and action taken, then communicated to all. This is the procedure of near miss reporting and investigation. A successful near miss program encourages openness without scrutiny, involvement at all levels, openly supported by senior management, documented tracking and investigative process with feedback, communications process, open database, postings, and status updates, innovative incentive plan for reporting, effective near miss programs average 3 to 5 reports per person per year. A workplace of 500 employees should have between 1,500 and 2,500 near miss reports per year. Actions driven by organization beliefs can have significant influence on workers' actions. Safety systems are systems in place to encourage people to do the job with minimal risk. Leadership behaviors are at risk, time saving actions accepted. Is there a perception of protection versus safety? Do your co workers encourage at risk behaviors? There is a tool that is called LSI, a layered safety interaction. LSI is an excellent tool that allows managers, superintendents, supervisors, crew leaders, working foremen, and safety representatives to discuss safe work practices and expectations with employees. It is a means of communicating a positive safety message and reinforcing your commitment to safety. They are also a means for employees to talk with their supervisor about safety and a valuable tool for documenting a supervisor's due diligence. LSI is a process where supervisors, crew leaders, and working foremen participate in positive discussions with workers about the safety expectations of their job, an ongoing process that evaluates worker behavior specific to their job. It recognizes safe behavior and compliance, identifies and corrects at risk behavior and non compliance in a positive, non threatening way. The advantages and opportunities of LSI are: it enhances supervisor visibility and opportunity to health and safety matters with workers. It demonstrates your commitment to the health and safety program. It sends a clear message to the workforce that health and safety is important at all levels of the organization. It provides the opportunity to speak positively about the workers' safety performance, as well as discuss any deficiencies at risk behaviors that are identified during the site operation. How to measure the safety statistics? There are three indicators: trailing indicators, current indicators, and leading indicators. We will discuss one by one. Trailing indicators statistics about injury related costs and fines. Current indicators mentions identification of unsafe acts and conditions through audits and inspections, incident investigation, and safety meetings. Leading indicators may comprise good quality safety observation and auditing program, near miss reporting and investigating, and employee attitude and perception audits. Dear colleagues and friends, you are watching Safety First, and today's topic is how to improve HSC culture, how to measure it, and what are the benefits of positive HSC culture in a construction site. Let us discuss the benefits of LSI, layered safety infractions. It helps to maintain established standards and identifies deficiencies. It relates the continuous improvement of the organization. It measures the effects of safety education by showing how much it has improved work behavior. It reveals weaknesses in the safety system. It motivates supervisors and workers by giving immediate results of their safety efforts in a clear and measurable form. It increases safety awareness and visibility. There are two certainties about positive interaction. Number one, employee behavior will reflect management's behavior. Number two, you get the level of safety that you demonstrate you want. Let us discuss what does the LSI primarily focus on. Number one, safe performance of the task. Number two, unsafe acts that could result in injury. Number three, ergonomic risk. And number four, PPE and housekeeping compliance. Dear fellows, you need to remember few things at all times. Observe people in the workplace. Talk with employees. Positive comment on safe behavior. Point out observations of unsafe acts or conditions. Discuss ways to do jobs more safely. Get agreement to work safely. Thank employee and document the interaction findings. Do you know the interaction skills? Do's or don'ts. Do's are give positive reinforcement and recognition. Focus on consequences of any identified risk. Use your listening skills to understand the task. Question to explore and learn, not teach. And show concern and keep it positive. Don't be negative. Don't emphasize mistakes. Don't overlook learning opportunities. Don't instruct employee how to perform tasks. And don't provoke confrontation. Let us summarize the LSI process. A primary objective of safety infractions is to improve the safety behavior of employees. Telling employees what they must do to behave more safely is usually counterproductive. Reinforce good safety behavior. Use a questioning approach that leads employees to recognize and talk about areas where improvement is appropriate. Emphasize your safety expectations as their supervisor or co-worker. Thank employees for their participation. Document your interaction findings and follow up on outstanding issues. Dear friends and fellows, a solid internal responsibility system is essential to worker buy-in. Internal responsibility system means everyone in the workplace has a role to play and a duty to actively ensure workers are safe. Every worker who sees a health and safety problem, such as a hazard in the workplace, has a duty to report the situation to management. Once a hazard has been identified, the employer and supervisor have a duty to look at the problem and eliminate any hazard that could injure workers. How to act upon? Through reminders. Remind each other several times a day to stop and think about performing the task safely every time. Number two, observations. Layered safety interactions are an excellent way for supervisors and workers to keep safety in a forefront. Number three, near miss reporting, an excellent tool for hazard recognition and control. Number four is review. Review procedures and work instructions periodically to refresh your mind on the proper way to do a task so unsafe behaviors don't become habit. Tailgate meetings can be used to discuss safe work practices. Dear friends and colleagues, do you know what is culture? Culture is a set of values, behaviors, and norms that guide interactions between people. It is the personality of a workplace. It is how things are done around here. It is sometimes difficult to see because they are deeply held assumptions developed over time. Let us discuss the relationship between culture and individual perception. Perceptions are reality for the person experiencing them. Although perceptions may sometimes be incorrect, they drive behaviors and establish culture in the work environment. What is the link between a change and resistance? Change is uncomfortable, presents risk, and is seldom easy. We can't keep doing the same things and expect a different outcome. An organization changes when people change, and people don't resist change, they resist being changed. Do you know the reasons for resistance? Number one, don't believe that change will work. Number two, leaders don't walk to talk. Number three, no infrastructure to support change. Number four, appropriate behaviors not rewarded. Number five, past practices. Number six, lack of confidence. And number seven, no experience in the new way. These are the reasons for resistance by the workers and the management. But positive reinforcement is the key to success. The categories of reinforcement are economic, social, and moral. As you know, economic relates to monetary value, social relates to positive interaction between people, and moral, the right thing to do, inner satisfaction. Recognize and reinforce what is done well and done safely. Recognize small but positive safety changes. Communicate positive messages, either visual, written, or verbal, and celebrate achievements. This is the way how you can promote HSC culture. The second major aspect is actively caring. Every decision, action, or behavior has a consequence. If we say we are committed to safety, we must care enough to consistently address what we observe, reinforcing positive and safe decisions, actions, and behaviors, acknowledging actions or behaviors with a safe outcome, coaching when observing risky or unsafe actions or behaviors, when actions or behaviors have the potential to cause harm to the individual or to others. One of the most important aspects is communication. We hear half of what is being said, listen to half of what we hear, understand half of it, believe half of that, and remember only half of that. You will not understand what is half of that. Let me explain. Here's how that breaks down. You spend half of your day, about 4 hours, in listening activities. You hear 2 hours worth of what is said. You actually listen to an hour of it. You understand only 30 minutes of that hour. You believe only 15 minutes worth, and you remember less than 8 minutes of all that is said. The single biggest problem with communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Let us discuss the key communication points. We communicate through what we say, only 7%. How we say it, 38%. And our body language demonstrates or indicates remaining 55%. Let us know what is the importance of active listening or why we listen: to obtain information, to learn, to understand, and for enjoyment. Dear friends and colleagues, whatever is your position, you have to listen with an open mind. We all communicate and learn differently. The cultures in your individual workplaces and maybe even in your work crews may also be different. It's important to understand those differences in order to effectively communicate. Characteristics of a positive safety culture might be: safety is a value, not a goal or a program. Safety is held as a value by all employees. Each individual feels responsible for the safety of their co-workers as well as themselves. Safety is personal. Each individual is willing and able to take action to ensure the safety of others even when uncomfortable or unpopular. Each individual routinely performs actively caring and or safe behaviors for the benefit of others. The characteristics of a person 100% committed to safety are: unwilling to compromise on safety at any cost, consciously competent, internally motivated and accountable, rewards safe behavior, looks to eliminate causes, not place blame, and actively caring behaviors towards co-workers. And the positive safety culture, the safety environment is positive, safety talk is positive, safe behavior is rewarded, potential hazards are identified, analyzed, and controlled, and strong safety infrastructure is in place. Dear friends and fellows, it's very difficult to change the culture of an organization. Change is required to create a positive safety culture. Need to start with the behaviors and values of each individual. Need to better understand why we do things the way we do them. Need to understand the risk and reward concept and how it can ease us into unsafe behavior. Need to recognize the potential for injury and lack of control we sometimes have. Remember that bad things happen to good people every day. Don't put yourself in that position. Make your personal safety your personal value, never to be compromised. One by one, we will change the way we think about safety and develop a new positive safety culture in your workplace. These are the tips, tricks, principles, regulations, and the ways how you can promote a positive HSC culture in your workplace. And that's it. Training session is over now. If you have any question, please ask in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. And please don't forget to like and share the video. Hope to see you soon with a new HSC tutorial. Till then, take care. Good luck and Allah Hafiz.